they have a very tall order against them. Let's see if they can step up to the plate and hit a home run as the game gets going. Let's join Matchroom and Pansy with the call.
All right, let's dive on into this. No messing around now. We've had a couple of big games. Gen.G out of the lobby, but in all the right ways, of course, through to the weekend, and they were vying for it too. I mean, we had, 2 games where they were on the cusp of it, finally converted in that second that we just saw. So they'll be happy with that, get themselves through. Humble as well in victory, and now looking at what remains, we still have a highly competitive lobby. Plenty of teams who've been posturing up Matchroom. Who do you think's next?
It is so hard to say. The circles have been so wild today, but in like that very fun way. This is like you're the same type of caster I am. You want a little bit of that chaos coming in with the circles, and we've been getting them so far. The question comes in whenever you look at how teams position around it. And I think that the desk hit on something very interesting, as we've seen a lot of players following up with what they were talking about catching the 9th circle. We've seen that happen a couple of times today, most notably Gen.G on Miramar last time, didn't get the win. Team Liquid regularly had the circles in this last round and didn't get the win. There is a component of just trying to get in position for the late game, but you have to come alive at that later stage and really just start asserting your authority inside of it and start getting the kills.
Ents trying to keep their heads down, trying to avoid a little bit of the limelight right now, because there's a lot of other teams in E36. This is a dangerous fight to take. You're walking in towards it. Look at Penta, perfect angle on it, great spray as well. The barrel does more than enough, and E36, welcome to the lobby. See you in the next one, boys. They snagged a strong position on this circle, just on the south side of the road, but it looks like Soniqs are moving in towards us as well. Liquid might be making a mad dash. Let's see how they get on. The last time they did this, it worked okay on Erangel. They got themselves to a decent position, but this is all 3 in one vehicle. This is rough riding. If they go towards phase here, they are dead. They are gone. They are done for. Can they live harmoniously? I doubt it. They've got T1 on the other side, LG Divine. And I'm seeing Daytrade in the vehicles too. Are they going to go to the same compound? Liquid have pulled up on the outskirts. Daytrade head straight towards it though. It's not much of a building, bear in mind. This is pretty much ruins. They pull up, and now they're going to try and maybe solidify this position. Another player joins in. They've all made it through, it seems, for now. Fair crack of fire though. That's Furia. They have vision into this compound.
Nice range on that, and good awareness coming from Furia. That's also going to be a flush as well, so Daytrade does get position, but this is getting to be a pretty awkward position to play from. FaZe on one side, Soniqs finding themselves a dip on the other, Daytrade, Liquid in one position, Zenith, and then don't forget about the Divine T1 positioning as well. Meanwhile, Buriram still just trying to harass anything that moves around them, just doing Buriram things. They've got DXG in position around them, as well as Tiemba that could be encroaching, but they're kind of focused in on trying to deny movement coming from Furia at the time. DXG do have this high ground positioning, but you can see that Buriram really wants that. With the way that we've been seeing Buriram play and really just trying to kill everything around them, getting that high ground would be absolutely pivotal for them in their play style. And on top of that, would absolutely just tear apart every other team. Because those guys are just going to shoot at everything if they can manage to clear that out.
Oh, absolutely. We are seeing the continued battle here. I think there may be only one alive for LG Divine at this point, so they are down to their last man. One other is knocked. This is going to be shoot to kill, and Damwon Kia, shoot to kill, have a little bit of a matter of urgency to attend to. They want to kind of sweep through this, maybe secure their next steps forward, alleviate some pressure on the northern side. They've got at least a knock for it. They need to continue forward, and there goes the rest of LG Divine, or the remaining player. And we said about Buriram, where do they take this fight? If they went south, it'd be DXG. If they went a little further north, it'd be on this side. But it's Tiamba taking a bit of a stand back on this. Tiamba on the low ground, though, and Odrada around the backside gets an absolute belter of a shot. Great spray as well, and just completely solidifying position in this eastern slice of the map. Now Buriram, though, I think they're down to just 2 here, which could be a problem unto itself, because you still got Lorena there, you still got Ents there, and let alone even accounting for how many players might have vision on this.
That was absolutely nuts from Nordra. Now Circle has popped. Liquid, decent spot. T1, great spot. Daytrade, good spot. And FaZe, decent spot. Everybody else, time to move into no man's land. This is going to be all of these teams fighting along the edge, because this is a very wide open, centralized circle. So these teams now know they have to make sure that they clear out everything around them, because they're going to be dealing with long-range fights where people are going to be shooting them all the way across the opposite sides of the zones. Furia, last member, I believe, still alive, contesting against DXG. Raspu, creeping through the smokes, hoping the fact that maybe DXG gets distracted long enough, or somebody decides to take some shots at them. Raspu does have the stairwell that he can play, but the problem is if he crests up there, people are going to be shooting at him from range. DXG just says, hey, let's not play this smoke game. That's a little bit too much. This isn't even inside the safe zone. Let's just leave the remnants of Furia behind, and that's going to be Raspu going to have to figure out how he wants to play this one. But look at this. DXG stopping before they even come into the zone, and with good reason. DXG can't find anything that's going to work, and that's multiple teams just tearing into them on their approach.
Any team that's pre-established in the circle needs to be ready. This was 14 teams in phase 6. Okay, so teams are desperate now. This is the matter of trying to survive the week. Teams turtle down. They're going to keep their heads down as best they can. Liquid getting crashed, but it's going to be a trade out. If he goes down, but Mexi gets one back, that's going to be Burram gone, so Liquid might be able to stabilize, but it's precarious. Look how dangerous this is. So many teams now desperate to find a way forward. This is about throwing in maybe a Freak of Freaks and end Zenith. Shoot to kill still on the run as well. They're looking towards down one. A continued, extended battle through the field. Smoke still kind of littering the path, but it's Soniqs I'm looking at. How do they find a way in? Now, someone like T1 is going to be happy. These nades coming out. Day trade on the trade. You're going to have Mime sending a couple. The Molly's going to do well to get the flush, and Mime's pushing this. That's a little sketchy here. You're in the open, but I guess dipping into the smoke, hoping for the best. Fuzzface goes down, but not been flushed yet. He's already found H-Win as well. Everyone piling in towards this side of it, and this could be a res coming out soon. Liquid pulling themselves back in. 3 now stand. Soniqs trying to claim this territory. It's not perfect, but it's the best they can grab right now.
Shoot to kill might opt into wrap back behind this, finding a very pincer. A Freak of Freaks. Rustamora gets the high ground, looks back down, gets the instant drop on 1, 2, make it 3, and he made that look easy.
Look, Rustamar's been knocked a couple of times in this game. If he stays alive a little late game, you get to see the enjoyment of what this player can bring. And same can be said for Rens. T1 screwed. FaZe is screwed. Liquid is safe-ish, but only if people don't move in behind them. This is time to secure the extremities. This will force fights. There are no two ways about this. Unless you still have vehicles and can build your own cover. Shinboy's gone up. That is going to be mad. The Orm's going to come out and play. This can be super useful in this if they start peeking ridgelines. Might be able to crack a couple of skulls and find a way forward. Shoot to kill and Ents are about to clash. Zenith and T1 are about to clash. There are so many fights because there's no other option. You have to try and take any position you can.
Zenith just making the mad dash while there's a res going on. Star-Lord gets the peek, hits one of them, trying to still hold everything together for his teammate. Back over on the other side of this, you can see it's Ents now finding shoot to kill. High ground advantage going towards shoot to kill, but they can't connect. Finally gets the knock onto 1, but it's Alo, the last one up. Caught up against 2 members of Ents, gets the drop on 1. Squeaky, the last one up. It is a narrow peak battle between them, and somehow Alo holds it together and has to get these reses real fast.
This readjust from Liquid is fantastic, by the way. This is a really, really good adjustment and it's paying dividends. Klim's just found Gustav. FaZe are in a bit of a spot of bother. They tried to take the vehicles, but look at this readjust from Liquid. They've taken their own vehicles. They've set up their own encampment. It is the best they can work with. It's still definitely this little roll of the ridgeline. Fuzzface now, the last one standing, it looks like, and he's almost being taken out by the car. Has to run away from this. He was tempted to try and make the playoff. Zenith do stay alive with 4 here. Still have to get past T1, and that's going to be the main plan for them. Soniqs in the middle of the field as well. They've got a hay bale to work with. And there's still a man with a shotgun up against them. What is this game? Star-Lord and Addo, though, in combination, finding 2 of Zenith. That's a big problem. They wanted that 4 alive towards that late game. Maybe secure themselves in the northern portion. That's now out of the question. Addo with the flush, feeling nasty, venomous in case. Now, Addo, what does he do with the rest of this, though? He's got the wall in front, 1 smoke play with these too many angles. Tiggleton is there, but look at the damage being done. Soniqs have turned up. Wiped through it. Soniqs take over the northwest side. You have the northeast, kind of north being shoot to kills, and then Liquid in the south. This is a wild circle now.
Regroup quite strong. FaZe finding some troubles as it's going to be Liquid lined up against them, and there you go, dropping us down to 3. Soniqs with 4 up, Team Liquid with 3, shoot to kill with 3.
They are desperate for that third party to happen, but these nades come in. Soniqs get away with murder. They're allowed to get away with this, pushing all the way through. Shoot to kill gave up the position that could have punished this. Now Soniqs get the freedom to push towards Liquid. Liquid probably baffled by this, going, I thought there was a team on the other side. How have they just run through the field? And Soniqs just trying to do every bit of damage they can. Now 1 knock came in. If I'm shoot to kill, is it time to push on that? H-Win is their main man. He is their rock in the field to make sure this push doesn't happen without being seen. Soniqs might have put themselves in a questionable position here, unless you get something big from the likes of Tiggleton. Unless H-Win is really keeping that information flowing, they could be in a spot of bother. They need to stabilize and do it quick.
see the arching throwables coming into play. Players starting to drop down to their bellies. There's not a lot of options for cover, so instead Tig is leaning into Snake Life, but he's doing it to get to position. On the other side, Alo's doing a similar strategy, creeping forward, seeing if maybe they can just get a little bit closer with these throwables. Mime says, screw that, I've got confidence in my aim, lines up, does manage to drop Luke. Alo's gotten spotted out as well. Soniqs playing this one aggressively. Alo, the last one up, no life to work with, and there we go. It's gonna be Soniqs, 13 kills, grabbing a round victory.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, no die from last shout. I pray my dick get big as the Eiffel Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I feel amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix. My mind is living on cloud nine, and this line is never on vacation. Start up that mind.